Hey artists, today we're gonna make our secondary science beakers. So we're gonna be doing some color mixing later. Right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw 3 different types of science beakers. So we're gonna start off, you want your paper the horizontal way. And then what you're gonna wanna do is you're going to make a very skinny oval like that. You're gonna leave some room because this one's going to take up a little bit of room. You're going to make a skinny small oval and then again leave some room and then another skinny small oval. So these are going to be the tops of the science beakers. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make kind of like the lip, like the thick part of the science beaker. So underneath what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 curved lines like that. And I also sometimes like to put like a little line in the middle. So same thing on these 2 curved lines, little line in the middle, just like that. All right, now I'm going to go down and we're going to make kind of like the body of the science beaker. So we're going to make 2 straight lines going down. Then what we're going to do is we're going to end it off with a slightly curved line. And then to make it look like this is glass and see-through, you're going to make a line that doesn't touch the edges, but it's going to be curved like that. And then to make it look even more like a science beaker, we're going to give it some lines on the side for the measurements. All right, now let's do this one. This one you're going to make 2 straight lines going down about medium, halfway. Then you're going to do 2 diagonal lines going out and a curved line at the bottom. Then same thing with this. I'm going to make my line so it looks like it's see-through. And then my lines for the measurements. And then this one's going to be like a skinny test tube. So I'm going to make 2 lines going down. And then instead of making it like flat on the bottom, it's going to be curved like that. So this one doesn't get a line in the back because it's curved or more curved. And then your measurement lines, just like that. And now I'm going to go in with Sharpie and I'm going to outline them. All right, now that I've outlined it, what you're going to do is you're going to draw where your water line is. So maybe your water is kind of like bubbly, so maybe you can draw a wavy line, or you can even repeat this line, these 2 lines, this curved one and this curved one on the top if you don't want it to bubble. I'm going to make mine kind of like science-y bubbly. So I'm going to make my water line. And then now I'm going to erase the extra pencil lines. All right, now comes a super fun part. What we're going to do for this is we're going to do a technique that's called wet and wet. Let's say wet and wet. Nice work. All right, so for this, wet and wet, just like the name says, is wet paint onto wet paper. So for this, we're going to want to get your your beakers wet one at a time. And so above it, I'm going to write the secondary colors. So this one I want to turn purple. This one I want to turn green. Yours can differ from mine. This one I want to turn orange. And so below it, I'm going to write what makes purple, green, and orange. So this one's going to be blue and red. This one's going to be yellow and blue. And this one's going to be red and yellow. All right, so I'm going to get my brush wet. And you don't want to do the whole beaker at a time because the water might dry on your paper. So I'm just going to go over it. And if you get outside the beaker, that's okay because we're going to end up cutting these out. So I'm just going to get a section of my beaker very wet because we want the paint to spread. The primary colors to make the secondary colors, so it's like science happening right before us. So I'm going to get this wet. And now I'm going to start to add drops. And so you should see it start to spread. Ooh, that looks nice. Wash off my brush. That's okay if it's got a little bit of red in it. Get my other section wet. Then I'm going to do drops of blue. And it's hard to tell right now, but some of the spaces where they're overlapping, they are turning purple. So I'm going to do drops of red. We don't want to swirl it around. We just kind of want the magic to happen all by itself. Notice I'm washing off my brush every time I get a different color. If your dots are not spreading, that just means you need to get it just a little more wet. Definitely see some purple spots happening. And try and fill the whole water line up for your beaker. All right, and then when that dries, that'll dry lighter. So before I move on to this next one, I'm going to change my water because right now my water is purple and it would mess up my colors if I were to go ahead and do my yellow and blue. All right, artists, now that we're done with our wet and wets, now we're going to create the background that's going to hold our beakers. And so our background's going to be really cool. It's going to be like bubbles everywhere, like, you know, science is happening everywhere. So name on the paper, flip it over. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to be giving you some oil pastels, and it's up to you how many colors you do. I at least want you to do 2 colors, so white plus another color. I'm going to be using all the colors in mine. And so what I want you to do is I want you to make bubbles all around, but let me kind of show you how. So I'm going to be drawing a circle, and then so we want to show the shine or the transparency inside the circle. So on both sides, I'm going to make like 2 curved lines, and then I'm also going to add some colors to it. So maybe I'll, like this one is going to shine a little pink. Maybe this one that I do right here, maybe this one is going to shine a little green, and so on and so forth. And also think about making different sizes. Like maybe I have some like little bubbles going on. Oh, that kind of looks like a face right there. What? And then maybe some are overlapping each other. That happens a lot with bubbles. So think about that. Maybe even 3. Oh, and they're all different sizes. Very good. And so also remember to add the colors in them. Like I'm going to add blue maybe to these. In the small ones, you don't really have to, but you can. And also think about cropping. Cropping is when something goes off of the page. And so like maybe I have like a giant bubble like coming towards me, like in the foreground right here. I'll make a big shiny line and maybe I'll add some purple to that. Oh, that looks so cool. So fill your paper with bubbles. After you fill your paper with bubbles, then what we can do is we're going to cut out our beakers and then we are going to glue them on our background. All right, and now that we have our science beakers cut out, now we are going to glue them on. So I'm going to flip it over. Ooh, looks kind of cool on the back. And I'm going to put glue. Remember, not too much, but enough for it to stick down. And then it's up to you like how you place them. I think I'm going to do one high, one low, and then maybe another one kind of high up. So maybe you want yours to be like kind of tipped. That's up to you how you do that. And then when you're all done gluing, that goes on the drying rack. Oh, wait, I forgot something before you put it on the drying rack. Please sign your name in some kind of oil pastel so that they can read it when I hang it in the hall. So I'm going to sign my name down here, and then that can go on the drying rack. Thanks for watching.